Do you think he'll start to move if we try to go inside?
No, I think he'll just...
We spoke to Hawkshaw. I assume she didn't get anything out of you either. I bet that really ticked her off.
You know the guy in the other tower? Weird astronomy professor guy?
Can you see him from your window? Can he see you?
What do you know about Penny?
I can't really imagine those two being friends, to be honest.
You never know. We met Felix, your husband. He's one of our suspects, and he seems pretty suspicious if you ask me. So, if you want to stick up for him, now's your chance.
Nice try. We spoke to your daughter, Fifi. She's some kind of super intelligent scientist. You must be proud of her.
Do you and Fitz have anything to do with each other? Other than your initials? Do you and Poppy get along?
Nothing. Shocker. Grimore, what could you possibly be writing down?
Oh no, I gave up making notes ages ago. Now I'm just doodling in the margins.
What do you think of your husband's hobby?
Do you have any hobbies?
Don't think it's locked.
Oh, that means we can
I'm
just...
pretty sure that's the rule, yeah.
It's not locked.
A door.
Oh, what's behind it?
A room.
What is that?
I think it's a family tree.
Selena Stonetop.
No family line. Apparently, she just appeared out of nowhere.
Felicia Fellow.
Freya's mother.
I guess she doesn't live here anymore. Freya Fellow.
The murder victim.
She's barely related to the main family at all.
Fitzfellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects.
Damien Dusk. It's Freya's father. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Flint Fellow. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Lord Fellow.
Looks like he was married twice.
Scandal.
Lady Fellow.
Do these people not have first names? Lord Remington.
He sounds important. Felix Fellow.
We met him. He's one of the suspects.
Lady Remington.
I think I have one of those in my bathroom. Flora Remington.
We met her. She's one of the suspects. Fiona Fellow. We met her. She's one of the suspects.
Richard Remington.
The one and only. Primrose Remington. I guess she doesn't live here anymore.
Poppy Pointer. We met her. She's one of the suspects. Penelope Pointer. We met her. She's one of the suspects. Pandora Pointer. I guess she doesn't live here anymore.
Buck Brackley. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Percival Pointer.
Professor Percival Pointer. We met him. He's one of the suspects.
Lord Pointer.
This goes back a couple of generations. Lady Pointer.
How do you become a lady? I want to be a lady.
Buck Brackley. I guess he doesn't live here anymore.
Locked.
There must be some way to get it open.
Locked.
There must be some way to get it open. It's a big glass tube.
There are weeds in there.
It's an aquarium?
Could be. Except more.
It's not locked. Sally, check those plants for clues.
Is soil a clue?
Sally, check those plants for clues.
Is soil a clue? Finally, we get to investigate a murder in a spooky mansion.
It's not that spooky, really.
Don't ruin this.
Sally, check those plants for...
Is soil a clue?
Stairs. Stairs.
Stairs. Finally, we get to invest.
It's not that
Don't
spooky.
ruin this.
A big glass door leads out into a garden. Somehow.
There's a little mechanism by the handle.
Nothing. Still
All
not.
4 tiles have a moon symbol.
Those other symbols look like suns. Surely that's something to do with it?
I think it is, but in an abstract kind of way.
Nope. It's
Maybe
not.
the information we need isn't here.
So where is it?
Somewhere else.
Ah, didn't work.
You know, I think this might be one of a pair.
What? The whole thing?
Yeah, something about those symbols. The duality of the sun and moon, you know?
If you say so. Ah, didn't work.
You know,
What? The whole
yeah,
thing?
the duality
If
of
you say so. Ah, didn't
You
work.
know,
What? The whole
yeah,
thing?
the duality
If
of
you say so. Something happened.
That must be it. And the door's still locked.
I still feel like we made some sort of progress. Didn't we solve this
We
already?
did, but the door's still locked.
The moon tiles are in the right place.
But the sun symbols might be important for something else.
The moon tiles are in
But
the
the
right...
sun symbols might be important.
The moon tiles are in
But
the
the
right...
sun symbols might be important.
The moon tiles
But
are...
the sun symbols might be important.
We already solved it.
Quite the character, eh? A fellow member of the Order of the Crimson Cloak.
Is that a real thing?
No, I just meant because we both wear, you know, red capes of a sort.
Has she questioned you yet?
If you call that questioning, she seemed bored by everything I had to say. I heard on the grapevine. Supposedly Hawkshaw is searching for some rare item. Something called the Golden Beetle. Honestly, it's probably a bunch of sensationalist rubbish.
You reckon?
Quite sure. There is no treasure called the Golden Beetle.
How do you know?
Because I would have heard of it. Fitz? I don't trust him. He's slippery. Never commits to anything. Brain like an onion.
An onion?
Did you two have an argument?
No, but my daughter doesn't like him at all. and I trust Fiona's judgment entirely. She's a very vigilant young woman. Percival Pointer. Good old... So, what do you reckon? Is he the murderer?
I don't know, maybe. We still need...
That is not information we're willing to share at this time.
I'm just saying, keep an eye on him. Holds on to a lot of bitterness, does old Pointer. Just because he's always struggled to support his family. Slightly pathetic, really.
And how long have you known him?
Over 35 years.
Childhood friends? Rivals?
Don't know if I'd do him the honor of considering him my rival. Penelope seems to have really settled into a groove. She struggled a bit when she was younger, always a little estranged.
How come?
Well, she was mostly raised by her uncle, and he really only makes time for his own daughter. Now, of course, she's bringing the two families together through her marriage. It's a nice gesture, heartfelt, but futile. Poppy's a good friend to my daughter, always has been. I think they get on well because they're so... different.
Different like how?
Poppy is, she's quite introspective, good with feelings. Fiona, not so much. Still, Poppy always seems to be sulking about something.
The heavy, heavy price of emotional intelligence.
That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Oh dear.
Do you know who this is?
Not a clue. That looks like it might belong to Fitz. Goodness me!
This one's in a little pot.
Okay, that is definitely not.
Looks like a gemstone, don't you think? Is that fruit?
Too shiny to be fruit. I think it's glowing a little too.
Safe to eat, do you think?
I'm gonna say no. Hanging baskets. They're so high up.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches taller than me.
2 inches makes all the difference. Is that fruit? A shape like
Too
fruit.
shiny to be fruit. I think it's glowing a little.
Safe to eat, do you?
I'm gonna say no. That's a handsome beetle. Looks like he might have magic powers. Hanging baskets.
To you, maybe.
You're only 2 inches.
2 inches makes all the difference.
Penelope is my fiancée.
Don't take this the wrong way, but Penny doesn't really strike me as your type.
She's not who she pretends to be. People think she's... well, they make assumptions.
And how's the relationship doing recently?
Good. It's good. Poppy and I are friends.
Oh, I can buy that. Dark clothes, blue hair, an average of 3 words per sentence. Oh, you're like 2 peas in a pod.
She's very kind, and she has an interest in plants. Unusual flowers, mostly. I've been teaching her.
Right.
Is something wrong?
Any idea who this is?
No idea. A flower.
Yeah, it's a flower. We found it in Penny's room.
Okay.
Mean anything to you?
Why would it?
Come on.
I don't really go into Penny's room or anywhere in Pointer Tower. I just don't have a reason to. Those petals, they,
What?
they're red.
You work here as the gardener.
I don't get paid to do it. It's just my area of interest.
What's the deal with the plants? They're all kinda weird.
Right. Did you see the lake?
That giant green and purple lake surrounding the entire house? Yeah, I clocked it.
The color is just a byproduct.
Of what? Poison?
It's not poisonous. Not to you.
What's this got to do with the plants?
The water controls all life, just like anywhere else on the planet. Clouds form, rain falls. The water grows the plants, animals eat the plants. Anything you've perceived as an irregularity is simply a result of this hydrological cycle.
Could you say that again, but like, condense it, as if you were talking to a slightly stupid person?
Our lake water causes the unpredictable alteration of DNA. Sometimes.
Alteration? Like mutation?
That'd be the official term. For us, it's normal. Just nature.
And you're the local expert on all this stuff?
No. I'm just the gardener. I was in my greenhouse, watering and weeding.
Sounds exciting.
Was anyone else around?
Not at first. Penelope came in a little later. She likes looking at the flowers, I think.
Did you speak to each other?
A little, not too much. We both left the greenhouse in the early afternoon. I went up to my room. Then I came back outside to weed the main gardens. Didn't see anyone else. After that, I went up to the garden outside my room.
And?
Let me guess. Watering and weeding.
Right.
Did anything happen to you yesterday, Fitz?
I was up in the rooftop garden. It was quiet. And then, it wasn't. I can't describe it. Could have been a scream, but it didn't sound human. We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
We?
Poppy was with me. Did I not mention that? Flora's room was locked. That's normal. She usually locks it from the inside. I knocked on the door and shouted. Nobody responded. We became concerned.
You kicked the door down?
I did. Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back. Flora was there too, but I barely noticed her at first. Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi too. Penelope arrived shortly after that, with Felix in tow. I thought that was odd. You don't normally see the two of them together. Felix took charge. There was nothing else I could do to help. I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything. I found her pacing back and forth around the stone square. When I approached her, she snapped at me. I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long. But when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's all the statements.
Let's go over them all. That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up.
To see if anyone's been lying.
That too.
Fitz and I were up in the moonlight garden most of the afternoon. Then I heard this sound. It lasted about 3 seconds.
We thought it was coming from Flora's tower, so we went up there.
Her door was locked. Nobody was answering. So I made Fitz kick down the door.
Poppy and I went in. Freya was right there, laying on her back.
I left my tower and headed down towards the Grand Hall.
But in the hall, I spotted Uncle Pointer heading down the stairs. I vacated the library, but before I could begin my ascent, Professor Pointer appeared.
I didn't know what to do. so I ran downstairs to get Fifi.
I heard someone heading down the stairs, just outside my room.
Someone began banging on the door. I ignored it, until the someone began shouting at me.
Eventually, she let me in.
I spotted Detective Hawkshaw coming out of the library.
He emerged from the Pointer staircase, crossed the hall, and begun up the fellow staircase. As I was passing through the front door, Penelope called out from behind me. I inquired about the professor, and she told me he'd gone up the fellow tower.
I told her what had happened. She didn't believe me. She got angry.
I thought she was playing a trick on me, so I punched her in the face.
I recognized Fiona's voice as well as the voice of my own daughter.
We left the room, and Poppy's father was waiting outside. He followed us upstairs.
I ran up the stairs, hoping to catch up with him, but Felix appeared and blocked my path.
Back in the hallway, I bumped into a very concerned-looking Penelope. She was heading up Fellow Tower to find Professor Pointer, so I escorted her.
Poppy left the room for a while. When she came back, she had her father with her, and Fifi, too.
Felix and Penny arrived shortly after we did.
A moment later, we were gazing down on the body of poor Frey.
Then, I took a sample of the red paint on the unfinished painting.
She took me down to the library. We were in there about 15 minutes.
I quickly decided that I should leave also. I took Penelope with me, and we both went back to our rooms in Pointer Tower.
I wanted to go back to my room, but I realized nobody had told Detective Hawkshaw anything.
An unremarkable hour passed before the gardener finally made his appearance.
I think she was annoyed about being made to wait outside so long, but when I told her about Freya, she fell silent.
That's disappointing.
What is?
All the statements line up with each other.
And they don't just line up. Some of them even seem to specifically confirm each other. That's all the statements collected. Let's run through them all to see if anything doesn't add up. Are they paper lanterns?
Whatever they are, I'll like them. It's like a little parade of floating spirits.
Oh, whatever it is, it's playing a little trumpet.
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass? Oh, whatever it is, it's...
Well, it is the music room. He's got to practice.
What's with all the broken glass? Sheet music.
That's a lot of notes.
Probably why they're on the floor.
Don't look at me. I didn't break it.
Does anybody else use the music room?
Yes. I don't know who, but I can tell when somebody else has touched the piano.